There is a dark side to motherhood that no one talks about, and that really has to change. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Athena. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So hit the subscribe button, join the family. I would love it if you did. Now, today's video is going to be a quick little reaction video. I had like a whole other thing planned, but then I came across an Instagram post by Zoe Hendricks, who is the star of the first season of Married at First Sight in Australia, and it's quite a big deal there. And I happened to be in Australia when that was actually like playing on TV, which has now been 3 years. So anyway, I've been following her on Instagram for a while. She has a 15-month-old baby girl, and I came across... Hi! Hi! You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Yeah, she always wants to say hi. Hi! Yeah! So I came across an Instagram post by Zoe last night as I was holding my little one as she slept on me as per usual. It was a post that really resonated with me. She had actually written a snippet of a guest post she had written for a blog, and I just kind of like, even the post itself, the snippet that she posted really resonated with me, and then the post itself, the entire actually blog post really just yeah. So she wrote a post about anger and motherhood. So postnatal depression, postpartum depression, and the anger that no one tells you that it is possible to feel such anger. And I will go ahead and read the post for you guys so that you can understand what I'm talking about. And I will also leave the blog post down below so that you can go and read the whole thing and check it out. So Zoe writes, I want to talk to you about anger. I want to talk about that simmering, unexpected overflow of rage that happens in those silent, lonely spaces and results in bitter words. That same rage that brutalizes your mind and exhausts your body. I want to talk about the rage that refuses to relax and demands you shove the F up and listen to it. That other phase of anxiety that we don't hear much about, but is alive and well. Anger. Irrational, aggressive, explosive, depressive. Anger. The anger that overcame me when, after holding my newborn baby in my arms and on my breast from sunset to sunrise, only to have her scream blue murder when I tried to put her in her cot and take a 10-minute break. Exhausted from it all, soaked in breast milk and sweat. The anger that I would feel when I couldn't bear the thought of another sleepless night, followed by yet another foggy day, yet another midwife who patted me on the shoulders and told me I was doing so well when I wanted her to see I wasn't. I really wasn't. The guilt that would engulf me when I would question whether having a baby was a mistake. The rage that took over me that in my darkest moment as a mother, riddled with the pain of mastitis and weak in body and soul, I envisioned throwing my tiny baby across the room, into the wall. That, those words really and truly resonated with me in a way that I can't even explain. The first year with my baby was a very weird, very dark at times, very lonely. I will probably be posting a whole different video with a more in-depth, but what I wanted to talk about in this specific video was that no one tells you that you can feel things like anger. Yes, you hear about people telling you that you might feel sad and that, you know, oh, the baby blues, or depression, postpartum depression is when you're feeling really sad or you don't want your baby. No one ever says that you'll feel angry and anxious and guilty. Guilty at the thought that you're angry because you've had a baby, because you're thinking, why did I have a baby? Maybe I shouldn't have had a baby. And all this just, I honest to goodness have never heard anyone, like no one ever told me that I could feel so much anger after having given birth. So reading this post last night just kind of brought me back to those first few months when I myself found myself in a dark place where I was alone. I know there were people around me, but I felt completely alone, and I was alone and just caught up in my thoughts and my emotions, and I was angry and resentful. I was angry at my husband, I was angry at the world, I was angry at my baby, at myself. I felt incredibly guilty for being angry and resentful, and it was just this incredible mix of emotions that drove me completely crazy. And no one ever told me that that was actually something that could happen. So I didn't know what it was. And that made it even worse because I felt lost and I felt that what I was feeling was wrong, instead of knowing that, yes, I'm exhausted, I'm a new mom, and what is happening to me is a part of postpartum depression that actually got hold of me after giving birth. Yeah, I hope you guys read this article and just know that you're not alone. We are all in this together. Sadly, motherhood has it has the tendency of being a very, very lonely thing. Motherhood is one of the loneliest jobs, I've realized. We seem to think that mothers can do everything and mothers are always fine and they're always like ready to do anything no matter what, and nothing ever goes wrong, or nothing can happen to a mother. You know, you're a mother, you have to handle your children, you have to handle everything. So we don't realize that mothers are human beings who go through a lot in order to become a mother. Pregnancy, birth, anywhere you give birth, it doesn't matter. It's still a traumatic experience for your body. As natural as it could be, it can still be a traumatic experience. And it's a huge shock for the body to go from through all these different stages in such a small amount of time. Suddenly, when you give birth, it changes dramatically as it changed within 9 months. It changes within a few days, and you lose all sense of self. Sadly, there are so many mothers who suffer with postnatal depression or postpartum depression, however you want to call it. And sadly, there's not enough information out there. There's not enough education on what could happen after you give birth, what could happen before, because postnatal depression, postpartum depression can actually start before you give birth. It is most common after, but it can happen. There is not enough education on the possibilities, on what could happen. Not enough education for partners and families and friends to know how to help. We usually hide these emotions very well. I know from my personal experience that you'd rather hide it. You'll smile and just say, yeah, I'm fine, it's great, it's lovely, I love being a mum. But in reality, you want someone to see that you are suffering, but at the same time, you don't want to say it. It's very, very difficult. And the Instagram post, I think it caught me off guard, to be honest. I think that it caught me off guard, and that's kind of why it shocked me. It shook me to my core, to be honest. It just brought back all those feelings, and it reminded me of how I felt and how much I've changed over the past year, and how much better I feel now, kind of on the other side, that there is another side. Because I did remember that when I was in that phase, I felt like that was it, that this constant, just dark veil around me was constantly going to be there. So there is another side, and we all get through it. We do get through it because we are strong as women, as mothers. We are strong and capable of coming through this. But at the same time, we do need help and we do need support. And we need to support each other as much as we need to educate our family and friends and partners to help us. So if you need help yourself, please, please, please ask for help. People do not see it. We hide it so well. We need to ask for help. Women need to learn to ask for help, and partners and family need to learn to realize that something is not right. So yeah, that is a quick little video for today, guys. I just really wanted to talk about this article. I really wanted to just touch upon this, that anger and sadness and anxiety and just rage, utter rage and resentment towards your partner, towards your baby, towards yourself, are all a part of becoming a mother and suddenly finding yourself in this crazy roller coaster that's called motherhood. And at times, the mind is not able to cope with all this sudden change, and that is the result. So please seek help. Please support mothers and talk about it. We're all here, we're all strong and powerful women, and we can and should support each other. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.